Hello, Mr. Reed. My name is Keegan.
Hello.
I'm the PA on your care team today. What brings you into the office?
Well, I've been feeling a little more short of breath than usual.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's like for the past month or so, I've just been feeling more and more short of breath.
That sounds not fun at all. You seem like you're doing okay, though. Is there something that brings it on?
Well, when I'm not doing anything, it's okay, but when I start walking, like walking up the stairs or doing any sort of exercise, I start feeling really short of
Gotcha.
breath.
That sort of moderate exercise.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds unpleasant.
It is.
I saw on your chart that last time you were here, my colleague diagnosed you with COPD. Gave you some inhalers and things like that. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah, a little bit. I remember she gave me some inhalers. I can't remember really how to use them. One of
Okay.
them I used every now and then. The other one I'm not sure how I'm supposed to use it.
Right.
I was thinking, the COPD would just get better on its own.
Right. So you've got your albuterol inhaler and you've got your Spiriva. Does that sound familiar?
The names sound familiar.
Right.
Yeah.
So the albuterol you use when you start feeling short of breath. We call it a rescue inhaler.
Yeah.
So you feel like you're having an issue, you can take a puff off of that. It'll help you feel better. The Spiriva, we want you to take every morning, and that medication's longer acting, and it'll help you feel better throughout the day. And hopefully, you won't need the albuterol.
Okay, that makes sense, but I don't think I've been using it like that.
Yeah, maybe not. Well, that could be one of those things that's making you have more episodes of shortness of breath.
Yeah.
So, do you feel like you can take it in the mornings?
Probably. I think if I could get my wife to remind me every now and then, I
Okay.
could probably stick with
Yeah,
that.
that sounds like a great plan. When you tell your wife to help you with this, how are you going to explain to her when you need to take the Spiriva?
Well, I guess since I have to take it every morning, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I would take 2 puffs every morning before breakfast.
It's perfect. And she'll help you remember that. That's excellent.
Okay.
When you spoke with my colleague, did she explain to you any about behaviors that might make your COPD worse?
Well, she did talk a little bit about smoking.
Yeah.
I think that's all I can remember.
Yeah. So smoking's definitely one of the big ones. But I saw on your chart that you quit smoking a few years ago. Is that right?
That is right.
That's good. That's good. Do you use any other illicit drugs or smoke anything else?
Well, I don't use any illicit drugs, but I do smoke a cigar every now and then.
Cigar smoking. Okay.
Yeah.
When do you have a cigar?
Well, I don't have it often, but usually when we have a poker night with the guys, I smoke
Okay.
1 or 2.
Okay.
Some poker, some smoking, a little drinking,
I get
the
you.
usual.
Okay. Do you mind if we talk about that cigar use?
Not at all.
Okay, so smoking cigars, we like to say all things are okay in moderation. Since you have COPD and it's getting worse, having a cigar every week might be making it worse.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So tell me about your poker nights.
Well, we usually have some guys over from work, 5 or 6 of us, kind of rotate to each different house, just play some poker, smoke a few cigars, and
Just hang
do a
out,
little
right?
drinking, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, that sounds like a great way to relax.
It is.
Can you identify any activities in that event that might be exacerbating your COPD?
Well, I guess all the cigar smoking
Yeah.
probably doesn't help.
It probably doesn't.
No.
Can you think of any ways, I don't want to put you out of your social situations, but is there any ways you can maybe modify the plans so that you don't get so much smoke in your lungs?
Well, I guess I could try not to smoke cigars when we have a poker night, see how that goes.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to start. On a scale of 1 to 10, if 10 being super confident and 1 being not confident at all, how do you feel about maybe going to your next poker night and telling them that you don't want to smoke a cigar?
I think a 10 would probably be appropriate. It doesn't sound like, sounds like worth a try.
Yeah, good. You feel like your friends would be, how do you think they'd feel about that?
I mean, they might make fun of it at first, but I think they're good friends. I think they'll be all right with that.
Excellent. That sounds like a good plan. So we've got your next follow-up's in about 2 weeks. So we talked about your inhaler use, we talked about smoking cigars. So teach back to me what we talked about tonight for the plan. Just to make sure I got it all down in my notes, make sure you know what's supposed to be going on, and I know what's supposed to be going on, okay?
Okay, so I think the plan is I'm gonna take my Spiriva, as you said, twice a day in the morning. I think my wife can help me out with that to remind me every now and then. I guess the rescue inhaler only when I need it, when I'm really short of breath, and I guess we'll try and do a poker night without cigars, at least for me.
That sounds perfect. That sounds great. Do you have any other questions?
No, I think that's about it.
Alrighty. Well, I have a couple handouts here for you about COPD. I know we talked a lot about COPD, and it can be hard to keep track of all the information. So there's a couple good handouts here that talk about your inhalers and what they're for, as well as how the disease works itself. Take those home, show them to the wife. And when I see you in a couple weeks, would it be okay if she came with you to the appointment?
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. That'd be great. We can get her involved in helping out as well. So, all righty.
Okay.
Thank you for coming in today.